I am Aligar Lingappa, Assistant Professor in Physics, Government Postgrad College, Sirguppa. Today's my chapter is Mechanical Properties of Materials. So, my topic is strength. Today I will discuss about strength, then what is strength, what are the different types of strengths, then what are the examples and statistics. So, mechanical properties of material. To finalize the materials for our engineering product or applications, is it important to understand the mechanical properties of the material? The mechanical properties of a material are those which affect the mechanical strength and ability of a material to be molded in a suitable shape. Some of the typical mechanical properties of a material, so they include. So usually the mechanical properties of the materials can be studied to select a material for specific applications. So mechanical properties of the materials gave an idea about which material is suitable for which applications. So that means properties of materials that can be used large in scale in engineering products or applications. Here, given some of the mechanical properties, say strength, and then toughness, hardness, hardenability, brittleness, malleability, ductility, creep and slip, resilience, fatigue. So look here, these are the some of the mechanical properties we have studied. Say strength, toughness of the material, hardness of the material, hardenability, brittleness, malleability, ductility, creep and slip, resilience, fatigue. So these are some of the mechanical properties of the materials. So these properties we must need for select a suitable material for a different, that means for a various purpose in mechanical engineering. So today I am going to discuss about strength of the material. What is strength of the material? So what about its, how that can be determined, how those things. Here strength means it is a property of a material which opposes the deformation or breakdown of material in the presence of external forces or load. Materials which can finalize for our engineering products must have suitable mechanical strength to be capable to work under different mechanical forces or loads. Here strength means the property of the material which opposes the deformation or a breakdown of material in presence of external forces or load. So such property is called strength. So that means this is the opposing property which resists for the deformation or breakdown of material in presence of external forces or load. So if you take two examples, say aluminium and then iron. Here the iron which has more strength when compared to aluminium. So we can easily bend the aluminium material when compared to iron material. So that the iron material which has more strength when compared to that of the aluminium material. So called, this is the inner property of the material, so which opposes or resists to deformation or breakdown of material under the action of large amount of external forces or load. Usually this a concept which can be utilized or used for our engineering products. So must have suitable mechanical strength to be capable to work under different mechanical situations, different mechanical forces or loads. So by the basic concept, we know that the stress, it is the restoring force generated inside a body per unit area. The formula for calculating stress, which is given by sigma is equal to Fia. So force per unit area. Then we have different types of stresses, say longitudinal stress, normal stress, volume stress. So we have different types of stress. Stress means the restoring force per unit area. Where sigma that indicates the stress, F is load or force, and A is the cross-sectional area of the material. The most commonly used units for stress are the SI units are pascals or Newton per meter square. That means the stress which can be expressed in terms of Newton per meter square or Pascal. Although other units like PSI, pounds per square inch, are sometimes used. Then forces may be applied in different directions. So what about the direction of force applied on the body? Based on that, we have different types of stresses. So tensile or stretching, compressive or squashing or crushing, shear or tearing or cutting, or torsional or twisting. So look here, these are the different types of stresses. So that means the strengths. Tensile or stretching, first category. Compressive or squashing or crushing, second category of stress. Shear or tearing or cutting, so third category. Then a torsional, that means a twisting stress or say a strength. So these are the different types of so-called stresses based on the direction of load or force applied to the material. So now let us discuss about tensile stress, strength. So what is a tensile strength? Which type of strength is said to have a tensile strength? Then what about the examples for a tensile strength? The tensile strength is defined as the maximum tensile load a body can withstand before failure divided by its cross-sectional area. So this property is also sometimes referred to ultimate tensile stress or UTS. Here tensile stress means it is defined as the maximum tensile load or the maximum force a body can withstand before breaking of its cross-sectional area, before failure divided by its cross-sectional area. So this property is also called, also sometimes referred to ultimate tensile stress or UTS. So just to see the diagram, so there is a linear object. There are two forces which are acting on either side of the body. So if suppose the force goes on increases up to certain point, the body which regain its shape or size. Up to that point the body withstands with its original shape or size. So after that limiting point, the object or the material which breaks up. So the force up to which the body which retain its original shape and size, when the force which is acting along its length, so called tensile strength. So typically ceramics perform poorly in a tension, while metals are quite good. Fibers such as glass and carbon fiber are often added polymeric materials in the direction of the tensile force to reinforce or improve their tensile strength. So ceramics, they perform a poorly in tension, while the metals which perform strongly in tension, they are quite good. They have more strength. So fibers such as glass and carbon fiber are often added polymeric materials in the direction of the tensile force to reinforce or improve their tensile strength. So that is what the tensile strength, the concept of tensile strength, so called examples for tensile strength. Here you take iron and a ceramic. When you compare those two materials, the iron which has more tension, whereas the ceramic which has less tension. The iron which has more tensile strength, whereas the ceramic which has less tensile strength. So it is very easy to break the ceramic, but it is very difficult to break the iron. So called, that is the, what about the difference between a tensile strength in the iron material and the tensile strength in the ceramic materials. So there are three types of tensile strength: yield strength, ultimate strength, breaking strength. So the stress a material can withstand without permanent deformation. This is not a sharply defined point. Yield strength is the stresses which will cause a permanent deformation of 0.2% of the original dimension. So, ultimate strength, the maximum stress a material can withstand. So, below which a maximum stress the body, so called, which regain its original shape and size. After this maximum stress, the body which loses its strength. That means a failure to regain its original shape and size. So called ultimate strength. Here the yield strength means the strength up to which the body regain its original shape and size, so called, which withstand without permanent deformation. So then a breaking strength means the stress coordinate on the stress strain curve at the point of fracture, that is not fracture. So the strength at that point, the body without deforming its permanent shape and size, which gets breaks up. So that means the body which do not regain its original shape and size. The strength up to which, the body without permanent deformation, so called breaking strength. So here the breaking strength means the strength at which the body which breaks up, which loses its strength, failure to regain its original shape and size, so called breaking strength. So we are given some of the materials and then the yield strength and then ultimate tensile strength in terms of megapascal. Aluminium, say 35, so called yield strength, ultimate tensile strength 90. For copper, 69 megapascal, so called yield strength, ultimate tensile strength 200 megapascal. If say another material of brass, its yield strength is 75 megapascal, then its ultimate tensile strength is 300 megapascal. Similarly for iron, 130, then 262. For nickel, yield strength 138, ultimate tensile strength 480. For steel, yield strength 180 and ultimate tensile strength 380. Titanium, yield strength 450, then ultimate tensile strength 520. So that means some of the materials, their yield strengths and then ultimate tensile strengths. So now let us discuss about compressive strength. Here compressive strength is defined as the maximum compressive load a body can bear prior to failure or divided by its cross-sectional area. So now you see the body, where the body is compressed, there are two outward forces, that means inward forces, they are acting on a body. So the ability of the body withstand, so that means without permanent deformation, under the action of large force or a load, so that means compressive strength. Ceramics typically have good tensile strength and are used under compressions. Examples say concrete. So concrete is a good example for compressive strength. So here given some of the types of brick and then the compressive strength in terms of kilopascal. Soil cement 7,584. Soil cement lime 8,274. Interlocking block 9,653 kilopascal. Soil cement fiber 7,929. Soil cement lime fluid 6,895. So-called here given types of bricks and then their respective compressive strength in terms of kilopascal. So the next one is a shear strength. It is a maximum shear load a body can withstand before failure occurs divided by its cross-sectional area. Just as in the diagram, there are two forces which are acting in the opposite directions. They are called shearing forces. That means the maximum shear force or shear load a body can withstand before failure occurs divided by its cross-sectional area, so called a shear strength. So this property is relevant to adhesives and fasteners as well as in operations like the guillotining of sheet metals. So this is what about a shear strength. So shear strength in science is the resistance to movement between particles due to physical bonds from particle interlocking, atoms sharing electrons at surface contact points, chemical bonds such as crystallized calcium carbonate. So here the shear strength in science is the resistance to movement between the particles due to physical bonds formation. So particle interlocking, atoms sharing electrons at surface contact points, chemical bonds, so-called cementation, such as crystallized calcium carbonate. So here given some of the examples. While preparing Indian bread like a dosa, a roti, pizza, base, etc., where we have used shear strength. So polishing the surfaces, writing on blackboard with a chalk piece. All forms of cuttings, cutting fruits, vegetables, paper, cloth, tree, etc. Then painting, brushing, applying creams, soaps, ointment, etc. While chewing food between the teeth, so called that gives a shearing strength. While walking or running, while our feet push ground back to move forward. When a moving vehicle starts or stops, the surface of the seat experiences the shear stress. When water flows, river beds experience shear stress. Sometimes as a result of this, erosion can be noticed on the smartphone screens while sliding, so-called shearing stress. So they are some of the examples for shearing stress. So now let us discuss about torsional strength. Torsional strength is the maximum amount of torsional stress applied to a body with which can withstand before it fails divided by its cross-sectional area. So torsional strength is the maximum amount of torsional stress a body can withstand before it fails divided by its cross-sectional areas. So torsional strength is nothing but a twisting strength. The body which can be twisted. So with the torsional strength or torsional stress, if a body, if it is twisted, during at that moment, the restoring force generated inside the body, so that restoring force per unit area is known as a torsional stress or strength. Just as the two materials, twisting in case of rubber or maybe twisting in case of iron. So twisting of the rubber is very easy when compared to twisting of iron. Iron which has more torsional strength when compared to a rubber. So that is the difference between a torsional strength in different materials. So usually this property is relevant for components such as shafts. They are used in the vehicles. So twisting a simple piece of blackboard chalk between one's fingers until it snaps is an example of a torsional force in action. When we use chalkpiece, so then for writing, usually the chalk between, so that means that can be twisted between the fingers. Then here are some examples of torsion or torque in real life situations. They are given. Using a wrench to tighten or loosen a nut. So nut that can be loosened or tightened, so with the help of a wrench, so called where we have used tensile stress. Hinges in different constructions including doors, where hinges they are works based on tensile stress, torsional stress or twisting stress. Engine shafts, they are used in the, usually they are used in the vehicles. Seesaws, cranks like a fishing reel, jack screws, then electrical linear actuators with a screw. So that means these are some of the examples for a torsional stress or torsional strength. So then now let us discuss about what about the definition of yield strength. So as I said earlier, the concept of yield strength. Yield strength is defined as the stress at which a material changes from elastic deformation to plastic deformation. So called after this yield point, where the body which do not regain its original shape and size, which gives the permanent extension, permanent elongation. so-called permanent deformation. Under that condition, the material which exhibit the property of plasticity. So-called yield strength is defined as the stress at which a material changes from elastic deformation to plastic deformation. Once at this point, known as the yield point, is exceeded, the materials will no longer return to its original dimensions after the removal of the stress. So called the concept of yield strength. So in this class, we discussed about the mechanical properties of the materials. So then different types of mechanical properties, then strength, different types of strengths, examples for strengths, and statistics for strength, and so on. Thank you.